Jennifer, Ingrid, and Yolanda. Hi there. Hey, Yolanda. How you doing? Nice to see you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mo Fall. I am America's kick-ass career. You are not Jim Carrey. Thank you very much. That is so true. Okay. So this week's blog is about saying yes. And there's two reasons for me to showcase this topic. Number one, it's an important part of life. Number two, I am in love in a whole new way with Shonda Rhimes, the creator of Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and How to Get Away with Murder. Here's a picture of her on the back of her book. I'm actually profiling this book in my new book club. Sign up now at mofall.com/book club. I'm starting my book club again because, I love reading books. They made a movie about saying yes. I don't know that they made a movie about saying yes. I'll have to check that out. I love reading books. At any time reading a couple of books. I am at any time listening to books, talking about books, sharing my books. I totally love reading and growing. As a matter of fact, in one of my Hay House radio shows that I had, I talked about how I was so hyped up and so excited every single day that I was reading a new spiritual book that lifted my soul and lifted my spirit, that I felt like I left my best self on my bedside stand at home when I went off to work. And then I became executive, get things done mode. And my spirit and my soul was back at home in that cool book that I was reading that elevated me and made me feel great. So for those of you just joining, I am the Everything Always Works Out for Me Coach Mo Fall. Thanks for joining my Periscope, America's Kick-Ass Career Coach. So some of you know me from my Kick-Ass Career course that you have either been in or are in right now, and thank you very much. Reminder, your number one job is you. So even if you have a kick-ass career, even if you are kick-ass, the only way that you can possibly do that is by putting yourself first. And if you're like me, you grew up not being allowed to go first. Honey, let that person in front of you. Let that young girl go up the slide and enjoy her slide first before you do. Make sure everyone gets enough food. Don't eat the last brownie. Did you grow up like that, or was I the only one? Look, my parents are wonderful people. They just celebrated their 58th wedding anniversary. We had a big party for them last night. I love them. But a lot of the ways that they raised me just don't sync up with a wonderful, big, fantastic life. So I want to talk to you. I can't do theory. Oh, you're gonna get some to-do items here, girl. You're gonna get action items. You're gonna get things to do and to change right away. I just like warming up my audience, so you can't just dive right into the to-dos. If you're in my Kick-Ass Career course, you learn that presentation technique of beginning, middle, and end. So the beginning is, hi, I'm Coach Mo Fall. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm talking about. Throw a little pitch in for my book club. Give Shonda Rhimes a little bit of love. And then I'm going to tell you why I'm so in love with saying yes. First of all, when you fly on an airplane and they're ready to take off and they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first in case something goes wrong in the plane, before you do it with your kids or your husband or anyone else on the plane, put your own oxygen mask on first. Why is that? Because if you're not breathing, how can you help someone else? If you're not attending to what you need, you can't possibly in any real way attend to anyone else's needs. So your number one job is you. So for those of you who want to do more than just theory, try that out. So you have to say yes to you. Mo, don't cover up your face. Well, I create these nice little cue cards because you can take a screenshot of the cue card if you would like to remember some of the content on this Periscope. That's the brilliance of having my humongous Post-it notes. Not only do I love the Post-it notes, but they are helping you. So take a screenshot of what you want to remember from this Periscope. What happens next when you say hello and yes to yourself? I'm going to tell you. When you say yes to yourself, screenshot opportunity, you fill yourself up rather than deplete yourself. So the major reason, hi from Brazil, is not to be saying yes out of obligation to others who want stuff from you, who want to take from you, who want to deplete you. Look around right now. How do I remember everything when tested? Screenshots. Look around your life right now, and family, friends. Are there folks who are kind of taking from you? Maybe you haven't had boundaries put up. Maybe you haven't said yes to you. You've said more yeses to them, and you're feeling kind of resentful and depleted, and you're not sure that you have enough in your life for you. So just think about that right now with you to create some more boundaries. So when you say yes, you fill up you. You don't say yes out of obligation, because when you say yes out of obligation, that's when you're depleting yourself. So what's the second reason to say yes to yourself? It is you will know yourself clearer. And when you know yourself clearer, guess what also becomes easier? No becomes easier. So even though this is a week of focusing on yes and saying yes to yourself, when you do that, you get clearer on what works for you and what doesn't. And when you get clear on what works for you and what doesn't, no becomes a lot easier than just saying no because you don't want to, or you're depleted, or you're feeling guilty. You're saying no because you know what fuels you and what works for you and what empowers you and makes you feel good. Screenshot again. Be in a feel good, expect good state as often as possible. One of the mysteries to life, and one of the things I love coaching on, is to move toward feeling good as much as possible. What do you do when you get phone calls on your phone while you're doing Periscope? You have to touch your screen and get rid of stuff. So anyway, when you feel good and you expect good, fantastic things begin to happen, which is why I open every Periscope with my favorite saying, everything always works out for me. So when you say yes to yourself, you're first of all fueling yourself so you can take care of others. You're stopping the depletion of saying yes out of obligation. You're getting clearer on who you are. Hey, Jess. And hello, Melissa. I saw you come in here. Needed this today. All right. You are welcome. So you are fueling yourself rather than getting depleted. You're getting clearer on what you want and what makes you feel good so that you can say no in the right ways. So when you're in a feel good, expect good mood, guess what happens? You make better decisions. And isn't that what life is really all about? It's a series of making better choices and better decisions. When you have said yes to you and you feel clear and you are taking care of yourself, you make better decisions. Not only do you make better decisions at work, but you make better decisions at home. And you make better decisions about your time. And you know what? You connect with people at a much deeper, more rich way that's going to fuel other great, wonderful things. When you connect with people because you say yes out of obligation, you're not really present, and you're not really operating from your authentic self. You're operating from the self that says, I guess I got to do it. Ugh. And then more than likely, the resentments build, the energy bond cracks, and you're not really connected. So when you say yes and get clear and know yourself and feel good more often and know when to say no, you connect with people at a much deeper level. And it fuels your success. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? Staying warm there in Toronto, Mississauga, Canada. And you also live more on purpose. When you say yes to yourself and you get clear and you say no to the right things, Shelly, this is the week of yes, girl. You're trying to type in Mo and it kept correcting you into no and Mo. I know it happens to me all the time. So, yes. When you say yes to you, you are living on purpose much more freely. Again, the benefits of saying yes. Screenshot. There you go. Alrighty, so what is the best benefit of all the things I've said? My dream lives in Florida, say yes for me. You know what, Brazil? I did not live in Florida when I was younger. I moved here about 20 years ago because I made a decision for myself to move away from the snow. I grew up in snow. I was born in Buffalo, New York. My parents lived up there, and I knew someone from California who visited his parents more often than I did. And he said, if you live somewhere else, you're going to make an effort to go see your parents and see your family, so live where you want to live. And I broke the mold of my family. I moved out of the Northeast. I moved to Florida, got a great job because I said yes to myself before I even knew that that's what I was doing. And lo and behold, I'm in Florida for 20 years, living the life. Yes, a little sweater because it was a little, just a teeny bit cooler this morning, although it's been warmer lately. Anyway, back to you rewire yourself. I'm going to talk about this, but screenshot. When you say yes, get clear, connect with people at a more deep level and live on purpose and feel good more often, you rewire your brain. Our brains are basically habitual neurological pathways. So when we think often of everything always working out for us, when we think of, is this really going to be helping me live my purpose? Is this going to be for me? Is this what I want in my life? Is this going to be fueling my greater purpose? When you wire your brain that way, you've actually helped yourself long-term make better decisions and have better habits. Right. Supporting your highest good. And I'm going to tell you what, when I read Shonda Rhimes' book, A Year of Yes, she nailed it on not only saying yes, but she nailed it on being a badass. And when I read her book and she had badass going, sorry, I missed your comment there. Say it again. Remember, when she said yes to herself, she found herself being a badass. And she found herself with swagger and also with the Wonder Woman pose.
What you were doing when you were rocking it, when you were kick ass. Because that memory needs to be repeated and replayed.
When you have feelings of how excited you were, repeat what you focus on. That's right. When you will always see in your life what you focus on. Absolutely. Which is why saying yes is fantastic. Getting clear on what you want is fantastic. Getting more connected in a more meaningful, authentic way is a fantastic way
in falling in love with yourself.
So we have, when you find that,
sing yourself a love song.
Often, wonderful things happen
breathe
to you.
Through your heart and hand.
Don't only take it from me, but I know that folks who are in my Kick-Ass Career course, once they commit to themselves and say yes to themselves, and they say yes to their growth, all of a sudden, life starts to shift.
Recital,
the
dinner you cooked,
it's kind of like construction,
the gathering
but from the inside out.
And they were all like,
I
can't believe
in
you
helping
did this.
as many people as I can to shift
Remember
and
it and
repeat
repeat
this
it.
week's message
Because
is to say yes.
you need to love
So when you say
yourself
yes to yourself and you rewire your brain and you have a habit of it,
you
are
need to love yourself
ass.
more and grow from the inside to take
And
it
then
up
you
a
know
notch.
swagger.
To be kick
All right,
ass.
so
you need to
That's
love
our lesson for
you.
this week. That's our Motivational Monday.
And I love
Periscope.
you. I love you for being here.
And I want to help
I love you for being at
stay that
Motivational
way.
Monday.
So I am
Be kick-ass.
offering a very
This
inexpensive
is
way to
your
work with me. It's my
kick-ass
book
coach
club,
Mo
Grow
Fall.
Cover to
This
Cover.
is Motivational Monday.
Let me
and
share
you're going
this
to be
with
seeing
you.
lots of love from me on my Twitter handle at Coach Mo Fall.
I'm also going to talk about my 11
Facebook
lessons
Coach
in a second.
Mo Fall.
My book club starts next
And
week.
Jessica,
We're going to be reading Shonda Rhimes' book together.
I love you back. I really do.
We're going to be reading
so
this together.
Take this love
I'm
song
going to coach
for
you
yourself.
through it, and you're going to learn about the wonderful
And
transformation
thank
that Shonda
you,
Rhimes made.
Romero.
She's such a great writer. It's a
You
fun,
are. Hey,
fun book.
girl.
Every 2 months,
And
we're going to read
love
another
yourself
book.
more.
I've got a
And
couple
your
that I'm thinking
success
about, but I'll
will
be
be
right
right
there.
there
Anyone who's in the book
with
club, you can give
All
me
right,
some ideas
guys.
about a book you might
This
want to
is
read.
Coach
It's always
Mo
going
Fall
to be
at
an empowering,
Motivational Monday
life-affirming,
on Periscope.
growth-oriented
See you
book.
next
We're gonna
week
read
for
that and coach
another
you
great
through it.
installment. Hey, listen, for
Book
those of you in
club,
South
so
Florida, come join me
mofall.com/book
Wednesday
club.
with my good friend
If
Nicole
you're not interested
Zikez.
in that, or maybe
Come
if you
to
are
my
interested
Facebook
in that,
page
as soon
to
as you
sign
join
up
the
for
book
my
club,
event.
go back
7:30
to my
Wednesday. We're going
homepage
to
at
do a year of
mofall.com
yes.
and download
I'm going to talk
the
about
11
Shonda
lessons.
Rhimes.
If you haven't
a
already
great
gotten my
book,
11
Year
lessons,
of Yes.
I want you
Not
to go
only that, I'm
grab
going to
that.
make
It
a
is
big
free.
announcement. I'm going
It
to be
has
giving away the book.
12
I'm going to be
lessons.
having some fun
Mom,
loving
why didn't you
on
call it 12
my
lessons?
girl
Because
Shonda
I want to
Rhimes, who
over-deliver
just
all the time.
rocked it.
So in the 11 lessons, I have some really fun stuff. I have the oxygen mask story in there,
to see
and
you
other
there.
ways that you can stay on top of your game.
Check me out
rewire
Wednesday
your
night.
brain.
See you guys
So
next
say
Monday
yes
here on
this
Periscope.
Week. Get clear on who you are and what you want in life.
It's your
Look
kick-ass
around
Coach
and
Mo.
see who's depleting you and who you're saying yes to out of obligation, and start to reel that in for yourself. Get clear on who you are. When you say yes, no will get a lot easier. And there are people you need to say no to. I will bet it. And then say yes to my book club. Say yes to reading Shonda Rhimes. For the first, I think I have 15 more of these books. For the next 15 people who join the book club, guess what? I'm sending you this book. I'm sending it to you free. Why? Because if you join my book club, it's $37 a month. On a monthly basis, it's like a membership subscription. I want to reward people who take fast action to having their own free copy. And I will get it to you ASAP so that you can read it over the weekend and then be ready for Monday's call. All right, so the first and third Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, if you join my book club, you will get coached by me and you will have a fantastic time in the book club. I am here, okay, screenshot. This is your action items. Go to mofall/book club. Join, and then download free 11 lessons on my website. You'll see it up on the website at one of the tabs. Get yourself that 11 lessons. It's a lot of fun. So I'm here every Monday at 12 noon. I was a little bit late because I had a call with someone, and I don't like to shortchange folks I have calls with. So for all of those who are joining me on Motivational Monday and saying yes, thank you for saying yes. This is another installment, and if you want to see this again, I post these on my YouTube channel, Moni Special Techniques to Raise and Coach, 9 years boy in the book, 9 years boy. I didn't quite get your question, so if you want to ask it real quick before I sign off here, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, so it's the yes, and thank you, Shonda Rhimes, for writing this fantastic book that totally resonates with everything I coach and teach. And I want more people to have access to my coaching and to working with me on the book. I did Think and Grow Rich for the past 2 years. I had a Think and Grow Rich book club. And I want to get into something a little bit more current and contemporary, and maybe something that people will resonate with at a different level. So, hi, Grandma. Really? Okay. So thanks for joining me. This is mofall.com. Hard time to guide and coach my boy. Any topic about it in the book. Coaching your boy. So the thing I'm going to tell you about this is everything I just talked about in this Periscope, and that is say yes to you, get to know you, be authentic with you, and then you can raise your kids. You can have your job and your boss and your career work at such a deeper level. All right, so thanks for joining me this week. We'll catch you next week on Motivational Monday. If you're not already on my email list, please come on over to mofall.com. When you download the 11 lessons, I'll be sending you my weekly newsletter. It's a lot of fun. And most of the time there's videos there. So go ahead and watch this week's video as well. See you next week, and thank you everyone for joining.